Live. I should be live. So, working on this Doctor Strange. Um, right now, I'm working on his little ring, if you will, a teleportation ring, trying to get an effect. You can kind of see it here. Got to work on the lighting in my paint room, but for cameras, I got great lighting for painting. Um, trying to get it where it's like dull in some spots and shiny in others to give it a sense that it's like mystical, magical, whatever. That's what I'm doing for the moment, brightening up some of these areas around this ring. I haven't decided what color, probably going to be an orange around that and that. Just kind of haven't settled on a color yet. That being the case, I'm going to continue with these yellows. Get some of that going. Got the yellow on his gloves too I have to deal with. Got a little bit brighter on the outside and on the fingertips. Just so they stand out a little more. Yellow is such a translucent color that you gotta do a few coats. Got this new camera. It came in. So I figured, I'm gonna hook it up and try to do a paint session. I also have to do the gold trim around his cloak. His cloak turned out really good, I thought. So I'm going to add some more yellow to the palette here. Yeah, that light's really blowing out the color. Trying out a lot of new things on this particular stream. Don't normally stream to YouTube. I'm using the StreamYard product, giving that a shot. Seeing how that works. It's a free, well, I'm using the free version just to see what I think of it. So there's a little bit, you can kind of see the, let's see here. Where's it at? Maybe not. You can see where it's a little brighter down here and gets darker up towards the top. Oh, that's why I said I was feeling a little strange. I wanted to paint some more Doctor Strange today. I'd really like to get him done today. I'd feel very accomplished to get Doctor Strange done today. More yellow. Lots of more yellow. And just keep going around and around and around this circle. And try not to knock all my paints off the table. That's another challenge. It's the try not to knock your paints off the table challenge. Definitely feel like I could use some music in the background. I don't know where to get some of that copyright-free stuff so I don't get in trouble with the YouTube peoples. Not worried about demonetization as I'm not monetized anyway, but It's still like some music in the background. So that's what I got. So I'm working on that ring. Got maybe a little bit more up here to paint. Just want to get a little bit of a more glowing effect with this bright yellow. Yeah, see the front's kind of done. I still got to get this symbol and this symbol. We'll see how that goes. Matter of fact, while that's going, let's start to get some orange. This might be a little too watery. It was very watery. It is definitely orange. It's definitely going to need a couple of coats. Aloha to you, Dice versus Cards. Hello. Welcome to Doctor Strange paint session. Just trying to get his little arcane symbols a glowy effect. Can't really tell if that's orange. I'm also trying to work on the lighting in here. Just a new setup that I'm testing, so I figured I would get some paint done while testing the setup and talk to some people like yourself. Oh yeah, it is a cool model. I glued mine a little cockeyed, which I think is okay. Like, see, I'm holding him straight, so see, he's a little bit tilted. But, I mean, he's coming through a magical portal, so if you already believe he's coming through a magical portal, then it's not too hard to believe that he can come through crooked. Although my wife is OCD and it drives her nuts, so that may be another reason why I leave it that way. You said yours is in the undercoat phase. Your corset. Do you have any others besides the corset? Got to get some more orange. Using Heartfire from P3. It's a bright orange. It's a super bright orange. It's like the color of jack-o'-lantern glows when it glows orange. Just Hulk. Okay. I like Hulk. Hulk is fun. I like that he only has the one side to his card. And that when you beat him, you beat him. So it's like a race to down him. He's fun. Then they have that multiplayer scenario with Hulk. I do. I use a mix of P3 and Citadel. That is correct. And I even have some Vallejo when I need it. I have too many paints. I'm not going to lie. Sit here and tell you that I don't. I do. I have way too many paints. Okay. Is Marvel Crisis Protocol your first foray into miniature gaming? Or do you have other miniature games that you play? There, it's looking orange. Really wish you could see that it's looking orange, but it is looking orange. Citadel contrast would be a winner. Yeah, okay, so funny you say that. You look at the cape. This was started with contrast, and then I used highlights. I'm going to try to fix my lighting. Hold on a second. If I do that, it's a little better. So yeah, his cloak I started with contrast paints, and then oh man, I love Age of Sigmar. I love, love, love. Hey, you can actually see that that's orange now versus the yellow below. Yeah, Age of Sigmar is probably my favorite miniatures game. I'm really digging the storyline for it too. I really like the lore in Age of excuse me, in Age of Sigmar. I think it's great. I thought Soul Wars was an amazing story. Okay, so if I put this in shadows enough and not strictly in the light, you can see it's orange up top and yellow down below. You can really see the glow too from the yellow rings. We'll get into Broken Realms. Yes, I'm looking forward to Broken Realms as well. Broken Realms as well. Marathi looked really cool. I just got the Techless book. Yeah, the end times. I mean, I honestly think it was time for a massive change. I like it. I really do like the big change that it took. And I like the bigger models as well. I think the larger size models is really cool. The Stormcast being the size of Space Marines is awesome to me. I have a Goblin army. What they call Gloomspite Gits. I have a Stormcast, of course. I mean, if you buy any starter set, you're going to have a Stormcast army. And a pretty big, my wife has a pretty big Night Haunt army. More Heartfire. It turns just a little more. There we go. So this Heartfire, I'm actually adding one little tiny dab of Blood Angels Red contrast to this Heartfire to get this, let's see, where did it go? To get that orange color up top here. This. Yeah, it's looking really orange. I'll tell you, the only reason I have so many armies is because I worked for Games Workshop for a while. And they put a pause on some of the employees during the pandemic and hadn't been called back. So I'm trying to get there. You can see it there. That symbol down at the bottom. It's going to be a little orange in relation to the yellow behind it. If I could get this lighting right, try some more. It's just so bright in here. There you go. So I'll brighten up that orange. Yes, in the US. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of Blood Bowl teams as well. I really like Blood Bowl a lot. I wish it had a bigger audience here. Guild Ball has next to no audience here. I have a starter set of Guild Ball. I saw that you mentioned you had a Guild Ball team. Or maybe you have more than one Guild Ball team. So one thing I know about miniature lovers is they generally have more than one army, if you will. So that's that orange is coming along. We do have a Blitz Bowl. Yes, we do have Blitz Bowl out here. I didn't pick it up because I didn't see the perk was right for myself. Given that I have, well, I'd like to say I have 6 Blood Bowl teams now. It's hard for me to not call them armies, Blood Bowl armies. I mean, at the end of the day, they're trying to kill each other, so it's an army. Yeah, that orange is coming along really well against that gold. And Guild Ball's discontinued. So not only did I get in too late, I got in when nobody else wanted in, and that was that. I didn't get any real Guild Ball in. You can see the orange up top and the orange at the bottom. So the orange on this ring down here and the orange on this ring up here. Just trying to put some different colors to that. So your name Dice versus Cards. Do you play any other board games, or is the idea that you play a lot of tabletop miniature games, hence the dice? There we go. All right. So I'm going to move on to his clothes for now to get some more color laid down, which means I'm going to have to go get the blue off my shelf. So I shall be right back. Card games, board games, everything else. Oh man, a blessing and a curse, do I know that? All right, so the question here that I have Ultramarines blue contrast, and I have this Talisar blue. I think I'm going to go Talisar because I can always brighten that up if need be. If need be, I can brighten it up. You ever spill your entire pot of contrast paint? I've done it. It's not a fun day at the office. It was a Gore-Grunt of fur, and it went all over my mat. Luckily, I had one of these mats. It's over there now. The little recess here kept it on the mat so it didn't spill on the table. I was very, very glad for that. All right, go with my gut. Well, here goes gut. Talisar blue. Yep, that was the one. I painted the entire core set in contrast paints, by the way. And then only one highlight. So every figure got one highlight color, but all the rest of it was done in contrast paints. And it worked out really well. Oops, that went a little too far into his boot. That's okay, his boot is black, so it can go a little too far onto his boot. I would say Talisar blue is the play if you're going to paint Doctor Strange's clothes in contrast paints. Some more in his pants here, and then do another close-up, show you how that's turning out. There are some figures, tabletop standard, treat the contrast as a base and a wash and just one highlight. Yeah, right? Like, I was funny, I was just going to comment about that. Like, my whole take is I want it to look good, but I want to have fun too. Like, I want to enjoy the process, and I want to come back and keep painting. And I don't want to stress and fret over things that aren't like that big a deal. Now I do have to try to pay attention where his little he's got a white symbol on the center of his outfit. So I got to make sure to adhere to that. But other than that, I can go pretty nuts with this blue. I mean, I have no delusions of grandeur where I'm going to paint like these Instagram painters, or these, professional painters, if you will. I watch their videos and I do pick up techniques and like, oh, I never thought to mix that color to that color to get this color. So I'll watch it for that stuff. But I don't have any again, delusions of, oh, I'm going to be heavy metal painter anytime soon / ever. And really, I mean, the kind of time I believe it would take to pull that off, I'm not willing to invest because I'd rather get these things finished. They talk about, where they spend anywhere from 8 to 30 hours on one figure, depending on the level of detail. And I'm okay with not doing that. When mine can hit the table and people say, wow, that looks great, and I'll say thank you, and we will move on about our day. Okay, that was a little tough spot right there by his symbol. But we succeeded. Yeah, heavy metal is nuts. I don't understand it. Sometimes, I got to say, and I don't know if you feel this way too, but I'll watch some of these guys paint into that standard, and they're doing the full-on video, and they're putting these layers down. They're like, okay, and then you want to do a layer of this over that, and I swear I do not see the difference. Like I'm trying, I'm looking really hard. Like, okay, why did you even spend time on that layer? I do not see it. And maybe they do. Maybe the next layer makes the difference. But sorry, I'm not going to spend 30 minutes on a color that the observer of the figure won't even see the difference in the paint job. Taking nothing away from their talent because it's nuts. Like they are so talented. I'm saying I don't see the difference in color when they lay those things down. Sometimes. I see a difference in paint base coat or primer versus base coat. Then I'll see the difference after they put on a wash, and I'll see the difference after they put a highlight. But there are some highlights that they highlight that I don't see the difference. And sometimes we're talking 4 or 5 highlights deep, but still. Okay, underneath this arm is a real challenge. Got a little blue on the base there. Like mine's in that regard. Yeah, and I would bet you and I aren't even alone in that. Like I bet you there are a lot of people that are like, seriously, I don't even see you put green on top of green and now it's still green. And that could turn a lot of people away. Like there could be people that thought they wanted to do something. All right, so let's see if I can get this in the right light. So it's wet still. Where's the right corner and the right angle here for this guy? There we go. And then down here, over here. What if I just move the camera? Is that a thing I can do? Yeah, that's a thing I can do. I just wish it was, again, part of this stream is testing, get this dry a little bit, testing lighting settings and camera angles and stuff. Because my normal stream is a board game stream, and that's in a different studio, if you will. I have like a board game table, and all the cameras are above and different angles and stuff. This is just from the hip, shooting. Wanted to try something today. Let's try that. Oh yeah, over here is like blown out. That's where my light is. But see, the problem is it's really dark where I'm painting because of that. Like if I do that, right? Or even that. But now you can see the blue. What I'm trying to do is, I don't know if this has autofocus or what kind. This is a new camera also. Just stick it right in there. Well, you can see the orange, that's for sure. But I don't know how to get it to focus. Like again, I don't know if it has autofocus or like what the deal is with that. I was going to try to put like this cardboard behind it, see if that would help. Some people use their hand. Do it this way. Well, you're joining me for a crazy stream, that's for sure. Oh, awesome. You were, well, I appreciate that. Really wish I could get that to focus, but now you can see the orange though, and the difference in the yellow around the ring. And if this blue ever dries, you can see the difference there. I'll slap a highlight on it, but I'm gonna do the white next in the middle. So I gotta pull this light back over so I can see the paint. I don't know if that helped. Moving the light there. You can see that it's blue at least. Okay, I'm gonna do this white. So I use Celestia Gray as a first coat for white. Citadel Celestia Gray. I always use that for white. And then I'll put white on top of it. Only because it cuts down on the number of layers of white I have to do. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but I'm betting a lot of people are fans of doing less layers. It's a little more water. So do you, tell me about your stream. What do you, do you still stream? What are you streaming when you do stream? Still needs more water. That's better. New graphics card focuses YouTube at the moment. Okay. Got it. Well, I'm using a new, well, I say new, it's a new program to me called StreamYard. I've been seeing ads for it all over every time I watch a YouTube video. And it's basically like, it's a broadcasting software. It was super easy to set up. I mean, I said, log in. It said, give me access to your camera. I said, okay. And it said, click here to connect YouTube. I said, okay. And then that was pretty much it. It said, name your stream, tell me what time you want to stream, and that's that. For this part, very challenging. Underneath his right hand here. I'm setting it down on the table to stabilize that. There we go. Now you can see, let's see, where do I put him? Little white strip. And it does look gray, because it is gray, but I will paint white over that gray. Be like my exception to the rule of less is more, only because we just talked about like the way it coats. we go. What I'm going to do with this gray is hit the sides of his hair. You know how he has on a little bit of gray above the ears. So I'm going to really water this gray down, kind of on purpose, almost wash it like, just like a little bit like that, and like that. All right, I'll be here painting. All right, I think that's going to do it for gray. Long up here in the picture for some support. More yellow. Got to do more yellow. Yeah. Definitely some more yellow at the bottom. Okay. Too much yellow up there. Okay, now we got to work on the back of this thing. Oh yeah, I'm glad you caught that on Broken Meeple. Really, yeah, that was a fun chat we did. I think I surprised him with some of my crazier older games. I don't think he was quite ready for that. And we had a learned about daylight savings time in Western England. But it all went well, for sure. Yeah, there's some of the color I got going on that ring. The portal that he comes through. Yeah, those were deep cuts for sure. He wanted it to do hidden gems, and so I went really deep hidden. All right, Doctor Strange. What do you need besides a new camera angle? If I tip it up some and just throw them on the ground like that. Just what if? Hold on a second. Hold on, I might have an idea. If I block that harsh light, some of it, man. I don't know how to. Again, always learning. Really wish I knew how to keep it from focusing down here. It's too far away. I want it to focus right here. It's just not going to do it. Like, I just want you to focus on what's in my hand. Huh. Oh well. And it could just be this camera. Maybe this camera doesn't have autofocus for all I know. Or it has manual focus. Let me see. I can turn this little dial. Does it do anything? Yes. Oh, yes, it does. Okay. Now I got to deal with the light. Now you can see what's going on here. And the hair. Interesting. So I can. Yeah. Much better focus indeed. Okay. Figure that out. So it's going to be blurry down here, though, because it doesn't have autofocus. Oh, well. It was a free camera. What do you want? Okay. Do I have a blue to brighten up that blue? Yes. All right, I'm going to work some blue on that blue and call today's stream experiment. Ooh, done? What is this? This is like bubble gum in here. That is super weird. What in the world's going on with that? Try some more here. Really beat this paint into submission. I don't know. What are you? That sounds better. Let me use this Calidor Sky. Oh, much better. Much better. People say, don't mix your paints in the pot. If you got it on your brush, wash it off. Again, I'm not that big a stickler because I'm not an heavy metal painter. Wipe a little bit off on that piece of cardboard and do what we do. Well, I brought Wong, by the way. I brought Wong out, so let's go back to focusing up close. flames is he standing on? This hand. That's Wong. Okay, let's work some more on this blue. Kind of have the same mentality with Doctor Strange's pants that I did with Wong's clothes. Do some really extreme highlights. You painted many board game minis? Yes, last year I did a mini a day for 142 days for Arcadia Quest. You can see that project on my Boardroom Gamer Instagram feed. 142 minis for Arcadia Quest. Every boss, every hero, every monster, you name it. Painted them all. That was a wild ride. And then, of course, I did the entire starter core set for Crisis Protocol. What else have I painted? I painted some of the figures from a game called The Others. The Others, Seven Deadly Sins, I believe is the full name of that game. Did some of those, but not all of those. This little part up here again, so difficult. There we go. I'm part of this crazy Facebook group. Crazy Facebook group called Comic Style Painting. I don't know if you've heard of it. Comic Style Painting, that's the name of the Facebook group. If you find it, check it out. And the stuff is incredibly cool. And I would really like to learn that style. It's got a lot to do with black lines and harsh highlights. But man, is it really, really good. Some of the stuff these people do is really cool. Just working on some of this blue. Make sure people know that his outfit is blue. Okay, time to, let's see which way was focused. I think it was this way. Going too much. Okay, light, go away. There you go. Now it looks messy because it's not dry, so you're looking at the shine from the wet paint. I mean, it is messy too, but that's gonna do it for this. Janky camera, janky lighting. But got some paint laid down on this guy, so that's exciting. Just needed to happen. I think I'm gonna do one last thing, which is hit his face with some wash, a little bit. Yeah, Reichland Flesh Shade. I don't want too much wash. And I'm going to leave it there. Well, to be fair, it's Monday, and so this is more than I've painted this week also. All right, I threw a little bit of wash on his face. One last refocus to see if you can see that. Just to give his face some, see the cheeks there. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to do the white later. I got a scram for now. Got some work to do here in 11 minutes, so I got to get off to that. But thanks for hanging out with me today. That was awesome to see you, and I hope you get your stream going. Check out, like I said, on my Instagram, the Arcadia Quest, 140 some odd miniatures last year was nuts. And then do look into that comic, what's it called, the comic style painting thing. And I will catch you next time. Have a good day, Dice versus Cards.